out here at Raccoon Creek State Park for the first significant hiking I've done out here in about 4 years at the Heritage Trail parking lot. So we're going to do the whole loop out here with Becky, and we're going to do the whole loop, roughly 20-mile loop. So we're going to, I've done the whole thing as a day hike once before, but we're going to camp. We're going to do 14 miles today, camp at the Sioux campground, 6 miles out tomorrow. It's relatively easy. We got it starts off with a pretty decent climb right here. That's about the biggest climb we have in the entire trip. Over that direction, yeah, that way. Obviously, is to the and the boat rental is open. This is mid-April. So I think it's the 12th, 11th. No, today is the 11th. So the boat rental is open. It was really busy over there. In fact, the whole park is busy today. It's being a Friday. Surprise. This is a pretty neat part of the trail here. They're through this old pine plantation. Nice, easy hiking through here. I do want to mention kind of how the park is set up. There's like two halves of the park. There's the park is divided right down the middle by Route 18. That's where the park office is. And the eastern half that we're on right now, the loop kind of is about half and half on each half of the park. The eastern half is more popular. It's where the main lake is at. Stuff is happening more on the eastern half. The western half, where we'll be camping tonight, is more kind of remote or rugged, or whatever they call it, primitive. And there's a lot of recreational things to do out here at Raccoon Creek also. I think they stocked the creeks with trout, and trout season I think just started last weekend or something. But you got the boating, like I said, boat rentals. There's a beach area at the main lake. Obviously a lot of hiking, horseback trails. There's cross-country ski trails that we just passed a few minutes ago. A lot of camping opportunities, especially over on the western half. There's you can rent cabins. There are big group sites. We stayed out there when I was in like 6th grade or something. We stayed out there. Our whole class stayed out there for like an entire week. There are the backpacking shelters. You can just right next to the shelters there are tent sites, and then also right there there's car camping sites. There's one big main campground where people take their campers and stuff. Yeah, a lot of stuff to do out here. And it's super close to Pittsburgh. Up there's the main trail. We're taking this lower trail that follows the creek, and it just kind of parallels the other one. When we get to the end up here where the mineral springs are at, there's stairs that'll take us back up out of the valley, back up to the main trail. And we're coming out to the mineral springs now. Actual springs are over there. Waterfall over here. This was believed like way back in the day. People believe this had like quote unquote healing powers or something, like the minerals. There's the main trail. There's people at. I have drank this water out of here before, just straight out of here, and it tastes like it looks like it would taste, like iron. Over here, this is back on the main trail. We just came up the stairs right here. There used to be a kind of a shelter-looking thing here. Had a roof on it. It's been going about 10 years now. Right up here in this clearing, kind of clearing, about 100 years ago, there used to be some. From what I understand, it was a pretty impressive building. It was like it used to be a resort. All the rich people from down in Pittsburgh used to come up here. I guess there was a ballroom and everything, and they were just trying to get away from the smoke of the city and all that, just to come out here and get healed at the mineral springs and hang out with all the rich friends that are here at the old resort building. I think it burned down, I'm not sure. All right, here's our situation. It's 6 o'clock. We just stopped to sit down on these logs and get some fill up on water over here. This little creek is our last water source before camp. So we got 6 miles. We got 6 miles to camp, and we got 2 hours of daylight. My headlamp is in my pack, and Becky isn't even sure she has one.
I don't know.
So we're gonna take a shortcut. I'll talk about once we get up here. But we haven't yet got to the Pioneer campsite, which we're gonna skip that and take kind of a road walk. We're coming out to what I've always pronounced Nickel Road, Nichol. Maybe it's Nickel Road, I don't know. But here's the deal I was talking about. We're gonna shorten things. So the trail continues over there. It's gonna go up and around and past the Pioneer shelters and then come back out on the Nickel Road. So we're gonna cut off about maybe 1.5 miles or so, maybe even 2 miles, maybe. Taking this way, and yeah, just do a little. This is the main access road that cuts through the western half of the park, and it's if you ever try to drive back to Pioneer, it's a very rough road. There was a sign off of Nickel Road. It said Doak Field. I have never seen this before. The Doak Family Farm. Well, I guess this explains the primitive skills and living history site. Somewhat explains it. So coming back out onto Nickel Road. This is where it's quote unquote gated on this end. The other end was open, where it's usually gated off. Song of the day. This is actually, I got some kind of like a medley or conglomeration of 2 different songs going at the same time. I'm just kind of mashing them into one song. So I'm gonna go with, I got David Bowie's Starman and the Beatles' Across the Universe, all mashed into one song of the day. And this is what Nickel Road has become. This is the swamp. There is Buckskin Trail over there. And this right here, this is called Riders Ridge. And there's a porta-john over there. So this is, like I said, still on Nickel Road. Here's where the gated part is. And if you go down there to the left, that's how you get out to Pioneer campground. And it's about, I forget what it is exactly, maybe 1 mile out there. So if you're doing the whole loop, they've rerouted it. So it cuts over into the woods somewhere over in here. I can't remember exactly. Oh, right over there. So the trail will go into the woods and come back out at Pioneer. But if you're using an old map, we have to go down this road here. The old map will show you that the trail used to be at the bottom of this hill, and it used to come up gradually over in that direction. But the trail got too eroded, so they rerouted it up here. So you do have this hill to do. In my opinion, this is the longest hill on the entire big loop. But no, we're going down it this time. Okay, we're just coming down to the bottom of the big hill here on Nickel Road. It's the bottom out here. You're going to see on a map there's water that runs under this bridge, but it's really hard to get to, and it's kind of muddy. So this is where the trail used to go. So an old map will show you coming across the bridge, the low point here, and then turning that way. But that's long since been closed. To get to the water, well, I guess you could maybe get in here when there's no underbrush. It's kind of, the banks are pretty steep though to get down there. And then, like even over there, the banks are really steep. And there's no way to get down to the water really. This is just after the bridge where we crossed. Here's the beginning of Forest Trail. That's the other, I guess it's the northern side of the park. That's the main trail that continues the loop. We're just gonna stay on the road. It's the same distance either way, but I think the road is less steep. And we're gonna be coming out onto the road anyways. Either way is not too long. After about 10 minutes of road walk, we are coming up to the point where if we had taken the trail down at the bottom, this is where we would have came out at and crossed the road over there. Trail's gonna cross the road again up around the bend, a little way up there, but we're both sick of walking on these rocks, so we're gonna take the trail from this point. Oh, and it is the officially the Raccoon Loop if you stay on the trail the whole time. Here's where we're gonna change up plans a little bit and get off the main loop. This Palomino Trail cuts up there. The main loop trail keeps going over that way. So to get to the campsites, you follow this, and there's a spur trail that cuts back up to the shelter areas. But this will cut us a few minutes off going this way, and we'll just come into the shelters from the other direction. We'll be going through the car camping area, which I keep thinking today's Friday. It's actually Saturday, which explains why there's so many people camped up here when I scoped it out earlier. And it looks like last I saw, there are 5 shelters. I know there's 5 shelters, backpacking shelters, and 5 tent sites. 2 of the other shelters were reserved for tonight, and one of the tenting sites was also reserved. Car camping, there's a ton of people at the car camping area, so things are going to be a lot of people over here. We just came back out on the Nickel Road there's the trailhead to Palomino, and as you can see, there's the car camping area. Oh boy. I'm hoping, I know we'll be able to hear them from the shelter sites. So right there is the water pump. It's the one in the front is the newer one. So that's our water situation. These are the bathrooms. With all these people up here, I'm gonna have to make sure I bring toilet paper over here if I have to go, because there wasn't a whole lot when I checked it out earlier. Oh, I wanted to mention too, if you camp out at Pioneer instead of Sioux, Pioneer, the water pump sucks. You have to walk kind of a distance to get to the water pump and then pump it like 50 times to get water out. And the bathrooms out there are so bad they replaced them with porta johns at Pioneer. It's 20 after 8, and we made it to camp. It's headlamp time, obviously. We're on shelter number 5. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a good fire. There's a lot of good firewood around here, a lot of good dry stuff. So anyways, I wanted to show, I was considering hanging my hammock in here, but I wasn't sure what the situation was going to be like, if there was somewhere to put straps. Good thing I did not plan on it, because I could not find any good pictures, even from my old videos of the inside of the shelters. There's nowhere for me to put straps. Plus, it's a much smaller shelter than we were in on the last trip, and I don't think I'd be able to, my hammock would be too long to fit in here anyway. So just for future reference, hammock probably is a no-go in these shelters at Raccoon. The only accoutrements in here is a dustpan and a thing to sweep off the floor. We did roughly taking an average of Becky's GPS and mine, we basically did 13 miles a day. So we managed to shave off 1 mile from what the estimated, that we were planning on estimating. We got camp set up like super quick. I mean, it goes quick when you don't have to build a shelter. But the other thing is, I did want to mention up here with the Sioux shelters, if anybody's wondering, I have 2 bars of LTE for Verizon. Becky has 2 bars of what do you say you have?
5G.
2 bars of 5G on AT. 3 bars of 5G on AT&T, right?
Yes.
It's a little after 9 o'clock in the morning, and we're heading out of camp. Should only be about 5.5 miles, I think, back to the course. It's 53 degrees now. Got down to 39 last night, but it's really been warming up the last hour. So it's supposed to be a nice day. It should be a relatively easy hike out. I think the last time I came through here, about 4 years ago, they were in the process of replacing this bridge. So you got this nice one here with this stuff is really grippy. Yeah, the old one, you can see the remains of it over there. The handrail had just like screws and stuff like sticking up, like you could just put a screw right through your hand if you were holding onto the handrail. We're just now coming down off of the ridge, and this is the only other significant hill on this entire loop. It's going to get a bit steeper as we get down here further. But just came down to the end of the trail, and we got about a mile of road walk here. Down here at the boat launch and the dam for the main lake. Pretty busy out here. It's a beautiful weekend. A little bit better look at the dam over here. There's down there is boat rentals, and then around the bend on the lake there's a beach. It's like a swimming beach. I think I mentioned yesterday we did about 13 miles yesterday, and we just hit 5 today, so should be about 5.5 roughly by the time we get back to the parking lot. And hopefully my car's not blocked in as busy as it is out here. I'll put a screenshot of the loop that we did in here. I'll make the loop that we did red, since we cut off that little section on the western part. That'll be the you'll see that as like a blue line on the screenshot of what we skipped yesterday to save time, which would be the official outer loop. Not a whole lot to nothing like vista wise to see on this trail, but it's a nice easy trail. I would rate it as easy, the whole loop. There's plenty of options to make shorter loops out here with all the in-between trails and such. Headed back to my car, and then I just got a short drive to get home from here, and then I'll repack my stuff because I need my hammock set up for my next trip that I'm leaving on later today. And it's going to be somewhere where I've not been before, but I'll leave that as a cliffhanger for the next video as far as where I'm going. And yeah, just stay tuned for the next video. I guess that's it for this one, and thanks for watching.